Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another new episode of Inside Voices First Takes. I am Colin Binnig.
And I am a jet lagged Adam Rubin, but happy to be here.
Indeed, he is. And today we are going to discuss what we've just seen, Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Adam, because I want to see how your jet lag brain is working, I want you to go first. How'd you like Valerian?
Valerian was indeed, as promised, the city of 1,000 planets. We got to see all kinds of different species, environments. The production design was amazing. It was beautiful, but sadly, it was also the city of zero characters. And it was a brutal slog of a movie. Oh my goodness gracious! Just awful. Just awful.
Worse.
You?
I mean, okay. What would you compare it with in terms of like visual spectacle, but zero content? I think that's what you're trying to say, really, right?
It's not that there's no content or no context. It's just that the main characters are the worst. They're not characters at all. I mean, through the whole thing, like Valerian is supposed to definitely be the hero of this movie. He is supposed to be the hero of this movie.
Well,
Arguably, he and she together are supposed to be the co-heroes of the movie. Their
mhm.
relationship is, this is not a spoiler. Their relationship is the thing we're supposed to care about, since their opening conversation of the movie is, yeah, our relationship, right? Like, you like me, why don't we get married? Well, you're not ready to marry. They're so on the nose about it. That's what we're supposed to be rooting for. And could you not find two less charismatic people who have less chemistry with each other than these two actors? Oh my goodness. It was so rigid and awful when they tried to interact with each other. How am I supposed to root for that relationship?
I will agree with you halfway in regards to Valerian. For a movie called Valerian, the lead character has to be, have winning qualities, be charming, be heroic, as you said. And I feel they did miscast that role. Dane DeHaan, who plays Valerian, I don't know. He's just. I don't think he's like like the leading actor type, which is what this movie needed from Valerian, and that's a shame because I didn't mind Cara Delevingne's Laureline. Um, she at least I thought had more of a personality than Valerian, so
Oh yeah,
I was able
yeah.
to buy more of her than him.
Hmm.
But like I didn't have she was not the best character by all in this movie either. I'm just saying I thought she wasn't quite bad. She was more passable. So I didn't really think
Okay.
she was the problem.
Well, thank goodness, in order to elevate the level of acting in this movie, they decided to bring in the advanced acting chops of Rihanna, who we insist on continuing to put in movies, apparently.
Listen, though. She knocked it out of the park, I thought. In
She
terms of
did.
her
And you know
role,
why?
yeah. Why?
Because most of the time she was animated. And as long as she's just doing voice work, she does great voice work.
I
She's
mean,
very capable of voice acting, like she did in the movie Home. She and because it was mostly CG, that was where she shines. When she's live action, not so much, not so much. But at least if you're going to have her in the movie, having her be a space stripper, okay, I'll go for that.
you're okay with that? You're
I'm
willing to
okay
take
with it
that?
as a concept. I will say that scene just came out of left field and completely stops the whole movie.
Yeah.
But you're like, what am I watching now? What is Ethan Hawke is Rihanna's pimp now? All of a sudden,
Well,
like,
I was gonna
okay,
say that it was Rihanna and Ethan Hawke that were the standouts to me from this movie, from an acting perspective.
yes, of course they were, but
Yeah.
also that's not good. That's not a good thing for your movie. That third, whatever minute and a half long scene is the two best performances in the movie.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
I mean,
All right,
I
but
didn't mind
was it
Rihanna.
watchable? I mean, did you like it?
Um, in terms of recommending it, I can't bring myself to give you like a full recommendation unless you're like really into just visual minded filmmaking. If you want to see just visual minded filmmaking and have no preference on character arcs or clever storytelling, then Valerian you're gonna enjoy. But if you have even a remote need for any of these other two qualities, you're not missing anything if you skip it, I say.
Uh, that is a tremendous understatement for sure. Please skip it. Don't bother. Do not bother. This is a very pretty movie. I mean, definitely we can say that. And if you want to treat it like a laser light show or a fireworks display, and you want to go see it in IMAX with headphones and just turn the movie sound off and
What
listen to
IMAX are you
something
going?
else,
What
while
IMAX
you
has
just,
headphones?
huh?
What IMAX has headphones? Where are you
No,
going?
I'm saying you want to bring your own headphones so you can listen to
Oh,
something else. Don't
oh,
listen to the movie, but you just
okay,
want to watch the thing go by.
okay.
Definitely valid. That's a valid use of your time. But if you listen to the movie, oh, I think you're going to be disappointed. I think it's a very beautiful way to waste some money and a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
definitely do not see it. And because you shouldn't see it, do stick around for this entire conversation, and where we will go into great detail about why you shouldn't see this thing and what was going on. Because you can't. There's no spoilers for this movie. This movie's unspoilable, in my opinion.
True. True.
Because it really lays all its cards on the table in the first 10 minutes.
Well, let me get into the nitty gritty of specific story arcs and why maybe I don't hate it as much as you. Because the reason I don't hate it completely from a storytelling perspective was actually because of the first 30 minutes. I actually thought the first 30 minutes of this movie were pretty good. Were actually really solid.
Okay.
With the whole montage of the space station, I actually thought was a very, very clever way of building up this alpha
Now,
setting. Very
yes,
good use of history and science fiction melded together. Loved that. Loved it all.
yes, it was. Totally agree. And more than that, even it was it was a little bit inspiring and refreshing to see a movie that was predicated on, yes, space is the final frontier, and it brings out the best in us. It brings out this cooperative uh, element of human nature in space, as it always has. It's not about a space war. It's about the fact that yes, we can be friends, and these aliens find us, and we're friends with them. That was beautiful. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
good work, Luc Besson. Way to
Yeah.
blow my mind with finally showing me something positive. And then what followed was just a series of diplomatic atrocities by self-righteous, uncharismatic assholes.
It's like
What
the
what a betrayal of that opening scene. The
the
rest of this
opening
movie
10
is.
minutes, the opening 10 minutes, I'm convinced we're trying to homage Star Trek. And then sadly, the rest of the movie was a bad take on Star Wars.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a betrayal.
Somebody somewhere forgot to tell them to keep the Star Trek motif going for a longer time.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And it was so out of character. It was so out of character for everybody. I mean, what was interesting, let's try to find some positive in this.
Yeah.
The aliens themselves are actually quite charismatic.
Right.
And it did not fall into the uncanny valley the way that I thought it was going to.
No, they did not.
The CG characters and the main alien race in this film, very charming, very likable, very
Almost,
empathetic.
almost Avatar like. I don't think they went, wasn't quite all the way like Avatar, but pretty damn close, in terms of the, facial recognition, facial awareness software. Really convincing, I thought.
And no accident there, since Luc Besson did go to the set of Avatar to get advice from James Cameron about how to make this movie.
Good point.
So, definitely, I would say that he succeeded in learning that part of it. He definitely had some good takeaways. The aliens were great, and that's good, because otherwise you couldn't have sold their whole storyline at all.
Right.
On the other hand, especially with them acting in the same scene as the two human leads, it's like, oh my goodness, it really just it overemphasizes how boring and just blah and grading the two lead characters in this movie are. They're having this just the worst conversation ever in the middle of these much, much more charming aliens. And you're like, why? Why are
The,
human beings in this movie? Why are
the,
they in this at all? I don't get it.
the exchange the Valerian and Loreline have at the very beginning when they're on like the hologram beach and then it's on the spaceship. That was actually pretty good, I thought, just in terms of trying to establish like this quippy, witty banter of trying to play with the will they won't they trope by acknowledging that there is a will they won't they element and they're aware of it at the same time.
They did not acknowledge there's a will they won't they element. They spouted off to one another that was their whole purpose with no self-awareness at all. It was so brutally unrealistic.
Well, I'm fine with that because I thought it was gonna be like very just very fun. Just trying to not take themselves too seriously. But unfortunately, in the scene you're talking about, when they're talking to the aliens and she has this whole love speech, then all of a sudden it gets really sappy and really over the top.
Because they were taking it seriously the whole time. The characters are supposed to be taking this issue of, right at the beginning of the movie, he asks her to marry him, and she's not ready to say yes. And it's very much about like, well, what would it take for her to say yes? Because he's a charming. No, he's not. He's not charming at all.
Correct
but
yourself.
He's a soldier. That's really all I could say about him. He follows the rules sometimes, and he has slept with lots of women in the past. That's really his whole character. Entirely his character.
He has a perfect memory too.
Well, so he claims, though, of course, we see that tested time and time again. He's a good soldier in that he performs well and he slept with a lot of women. And she's not ready to marry him, and rightly so. He seems pretty much like a douche. But the whole time it's supposed to be like, well, is he going to grow? Is he going to change enough to... I don't like either one of them. Like, there's never a good argument for them being together. And they're so on the nose about everything in the dialogue without being able to sell the emotion of any of that or me to like them. That it just blows up the whole thing.
Yeah, I'd agree. In terms of like you said, if he has to like change or something, I mean, he gets her a ring at the end, but I'm not convinced by the end of the movie. Like he's actually felt like he's gone through an arc to be worthy, I guess. So I'd agree. I don't necessarily buy them being officially a thing by the end of the movie. Maybe save it for 2 or 3 more movies if we get
Not
more.
At all. And interestingly enough, the fact that they both look so young, I think, hurts that a little bit. Hurts the jeopardy of like the will they get married, because they both just look kind of like babies compared to everybody else in the movie. I know they're not babies in real life, or at least he isn't. He's in his mid-30s, but they both just look so young, especially when they're next to Clive Owen and
I totally get what you're saying, and that's a fair point. I mean, maybe that's what they're supposed to be young in the comic that it's adapted from. I don't know, but that's a fair point. I'd agree with that.
But I don't understand how this happened. I don't understand how it happened. Like the betraying the sense of sort of cosmic galactic camaraderie to have this really senseless, killing of various aliens throughout this thing, or even other humans treated with no dignity and no respect at all. I do understand how that happened. I don't understand how Luc Besson, of all people, has made a movie, the most expensive movie of his career, as far as I can tell, by a factor of 2.
For sure, yeah.
And cast uncharismatic people in it. Like, that doesn't seem like something that he would do to me. I don't understand how these 2 cardboard actors with no chemistry, how is there no chemistry? That's Luc Besson's thing, is getting there to be good chemistry between his protagonists. It's very weird to me. Like, I get a lot of the other clunkiness, how it came to pass, and I get why, the Chinese are funding the film, so the Chinese soldier is the one who has to ultimately save the day and step in and do it, and why there are these motifs of white imperialism. I get all of that, and how that's sometimes a little heavy-handed. But how is there no chemistry in this movie? How did he do that?
Well, it's hard. I mean, listen, not everything can be Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich from Fifth Element.
How well I know that, Colin. How
Yeah.
well I know that.
Um, no, my biggest complaint. So again, going back to like because the opening was so strong, the fact
Yeah.
that the whole like mystery plot of the movie is centered on this, I guess this movie is supposed to be about cooperation and all these species coming together in this mega space station now. The fact that there
Alpha.
was like a secret battle that took place that no one's heard of, and they don't even describe who the humans were even fighting in this scenario. We just see a ship, but we have no context about what's happening. They explain nothing about. So I'm not supposed to. I don't care about the plot because the plot doesn't care enough to tell me the intricacies of what the mystery is. I just like what happened there. I don't understand.
And for the record, the fact that there was that space battle is not supposed to be the part that's a mystery. What's a mystery is
like why did it happen? What?
No, we don't know that, but also, but because we never find out, it's not really a mystery. It's just not relevant. Like that, we're in the mind. Excuse me, we're seeing it from the perspective of the actual main alien race, where they say like we didn't know that this battle was even happening, and then all of a sudden it destroyed our planet. So we, the audience, also don't need to understand the specifics of why the battle was happening. The secret is just that he used the super nukes and just like destroyed the planet and knew he was going to destroy the planet apparently, and ignored the fact that there were living beings on there also apparently, which the movie wants us to believe is a big deal for the comically stupid reason of it would be bad for the economy because you'd have to pay all the liability claims. What? There were people laughing in my theater when Clive Owen made that speech. People were actually laughing out loud at how ridiculous that was.
I was hoping Clive would not talk about that and talk more about why was this happening in the first place? No. And who cares about economics at this moment?
Yeah. I mean, even the film itself knows that it doesn't care about economics, because in that opening, when they first get to Alpha and the ship's doing its whole big expositional rundown, and it starts to talk about the economy of Alpha has been in turmoil for the last year, and the main character's like, that's enough. We don't want to care about the economy. Like, I don't care. The movie knows we don't care. That's and then it made it the central thing.
Show us more of the alien parts of Alpha. We don't care about the human part.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would have rather it have just been another opportunity for What's Her Face to wear a hat. I would have taken another silly hat over a discussion.
To wear another funny hat.
Yeah, I felt like that was a lot of this movie was just her in a series of outfits and hats. And in that moment, a hat really would have broken that scene up for me.
Okay. Well. So I mean, I can guess what this is going to be, but if you want to give it a score out of 10, does it even get any points from you? I mean, for visually, I would assume it does, but
it's definitely right. No, it's not a 0. It's not a 0.
But how many you want to give it?
Oh, you know what? You go first. I'm gonna have to think about it. I am struggling to put my feelings into numerical form. I'm gonna need a second. What do you give it?
Because of a particularly strong opening, and like you said, visually beautiful.
I'm already gonna disagree with whatever this is. Yeah,
I will give it a 4.
Oh, okay, good. That's much more reasonable than I was expecting you with that big preamble. I thought you were going to give it a 6 or something. I was going to have to go nuts.
No,
a 4. Okay, and I'm going to give it. It is very pretty. I give it a 3.
Oh, good. Okay. I thought about giving it a 5, but I thought maybe Adam will, pop a vein if I said that.
I would have popped a vein. Don't. It does not get half credit as a movie. It's not a neutral movie. It's a bad movie.
Jet lag Adam is a dangerous Adam, as I know.
That's right. And on that very predictable note, I think that's all we have time for on this episode of Inside Voices. Thank you all so much for joining us. Please do leave us a comment. Let us know what you think if you do see the movie. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next week right here.